everybody, welcome back to Manor and Brass, episode 28 with me, Sid, and it's night time, and I borrowed another boat. I couldn't help myself. I actually borrowed several boats, but I've only put one down. So the idea behind this really was to have... Oh no, that gets light from the lantern, doesn't it? Or the torch in the case of that one over there. The idea really was, when you're looking out from the city, is to have more than just the back end of a boat there. You'd have the boat itself sideways on, and what we'll do is we will build a dock down this side at this height to kind of start to link in this area, because obviously having an arena over here and everything is kind of pointless. Not necessarily today. I have other plans. Well, I always have. I've got a lot of plans, obviously. Got quite a lot of space to fill, and that in itself is going to be challenging. But last episode we did the work on the landscaping over. We did the edges of the Chateau Island, so the island itself is complete. Now the furnishing of the chateau is not complete. Obviously we have furnishing in here. We've got our battle armor on that side. I may have another armor stand here with some armor on, just little bits and pieces. Obviously dining room sorted, kitchen sorted, cellar sorted. But when you go up, the magic area not really sorted, still needs finishing. We need to put a little bit of decoration down here. This space needs a function, which I'll work out what the hell that's going to be at some point. Upstairs, the library is good. Need a lot more books and everything to really make this feel like more of a library and less of a thing. And I could come in here, for example, there. Could grab those and just plaster them around, but what is the fun in that? It's much more fun bringing in unenchanted items back. You can see I've still got bits and pieces left over. But I need to do something here. We need to do something in this space, definitely this space, and this space. Who's got the record? No, we'll not play that again. It's very loud. But at the moment, this has got my thing. I don't know why there are... Oh, the soul sand were for that, weren't they? That's right. And also, that space down here needs a function in life. This is kind of started as a bedroom stroke area that, things, but again we need to furnish it. And then we've got this space over here, which has got the upstairs area as well. I think these are just going to be decorative rooms. They're just going to have stuff in them, just to give them a kind of a narrative in the world, rather than actually a solid function. So that's that. But what I have done between episodes is I have come over here and I have put these into place. So we've got the piggies, we've got the moo cows, we've got the sheepies, not many of them admittedly. The chickens still need a home, and they are still here, their system of operation. And I'm going to need some blocks to do that. I think I will do a chicken coop, maybe around about just at the end here. That will kind of terminate this road nicely. And I need to do a little bit of decorative work over here. Now I also need to get this one. So this was, I can't remember even who gave me this. It's so long ago since I got this, and I've been meaning to put it down. But this is the how now purple cow. It's just a cow, and it's purple, and it shimmers. So yeah, that's our prize super duper purple cow. Now I don't know whether you can breed the purple cow to get other purple cows. That might be something we need to try actually. Let's just actually let's just harvest a whole load of this, and then we'll up our cow population anyway. There should be enough. Right, let's see what happened. Come over here, Cownut. Come on. That's right. Go on, get jiggy through the fence. What do we get? Just a brown, okay. Okay, and I don't know whether we can, as I say, whether we can actually breed that or not. And there you go. Come on, here we go. There, have some babby. And while we're at it, Monsieur Sheep, let's increase the flock. There we go. We can stick that in there. I'll go and grab a few carrots and we can increase. The pigs actually I don't think we need to do much with the pigs. I think there's enough there. I don't want to flood the place. So we need to basically do some work in here. I also want to put a attic piece up here with some bales and the like. So we'll probably go and borrow a few of those from elsewhere and make some more. And we got 2 more fields, I think, that we need to build. Cucumbers and demon dream seeds, and I think then that will be all of the seeds. So probably a field over here and maybe another field up here, and then it's really just landscaping in the rest and getting and the chicken coop. Maybe the chicken coop first. Could be a good move. Let me just put a few of them away while we're at it. Right, let me pull some blocks together and I'll be back in a second. Alright, I have been out and collected a whole load of blocks and picked some stuff up from my inventory and made a plan on how to handle this, then completely re-evaluated said plan. Because said plan was a little bit, well, it wasn't the optimal solution, let's just put it that way. So what I want to do is strip this back, make myself a little bit of space, and that'll give me plenty of room to extend my road up. So here are my thoughts. We've got this. This is my box of tricks, and I was originally going to use ender chests. I was going to collect from the chickens in the front, the free range chickens, because there's going to be 2 lots of chickens. There's going to be chickens which are free range and wander around and just act very much like these guys. Being, you know, decorative almost, I suppose. And there are going to be chickens that are not. And I didn't bring any glass, did I? That was stupid of me. Okay, well, that's easily fixed. I will go and buy some from my librarians. The easiest way to get glass. We don't smell glass here, we buy it. Well, I'm still really starting to like the skyline with those ships there. And I'm looking forward to getting into this bit and doing some Serious work on that. Let me grab a hole. Excuse me, sir. Could I purchase some of your finest glass, please? Yes. Actually, while I'm here, I would also like to purchase some of your finest lanterns. Because you can never have enough lanterns. And, no, oh, where are you? I'd like some of your lanterns. And you do not sell glass. I'm hoping. Let's see what you come up with now. Feather falling max. Yeah, not a great deal. This villager is not brilliant, I'll be honest. You, however, I would like some of your glass and your lanterns. And you, give me some of your lanterns and your glass. Lovely. That should do me. Right. Let's... Yeah, I don't think I need hotels from any of these guys. I do need to rehome some of those and work on some more librarians, because I could do with a few different options in the librarians. But I think I also want to get some shepherds and some of the less common villagers, because if I could get a shepherd who sells, or a couple of shepherds who sell each colour of wool, or just all the shepherds that sell all the colours, just white wool, that could be beneficial. Let me do that. Pop that away, pop you in there along with all of this. Okay, so what did we have? We have how do I want to do this? How do I want to play this? See, I'm thinking maybe around about here for, I don't know why I'll just put that there. So if we say this is the back, this is where our back of our chicken coop is going to be, and we're going to maybe come out to either side. So let's start off with, well, that. Then I think we're going to need about 3 blocks maybe in, plus then we're going to come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 perhaps. These are not necessarily going to stay here, but we'll have the chicken coop have a slight overhang and an area over here. And what we are going to have is we're going to have at the back of the chicken coop where we can easily access this. And let me just have a look. Do I want to make you iron or bigger? I think I probably do. The other one I don't need to, but those probably want to be bigger. So let me just go and quickly do that one. This is where all the fun comes in. It's not the building, that takes no time at all. It's all the things you forget that you end up having to go backwards and forwards for until, you know, things. So if I want iron, like so, so that's an iron, and then I want some gold. That's probably something I do need to think about getting a farm for, because I don't actually have a solid supply of gold. I think gold was probably big enough. If I need more chicken than that, then there's something very wrong in the world. But what we want to do is we come over to where this is, and the gold barrel will go there, like that. And then we want to get this advanced magnet upgrade, place that in here, and chicken and feathers. And I want to set you to pick up items. I want you to allow chicken and feathers only. That should be it. So if I go and take you and throw you on the ground, say here. Has it got the range? It's not picking it up. What range does it have then? Picks it up at that range. So that was there. Let's try here. Doesn't have the range. That is not ideal, is it? So it's got a range of 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Well, that means we need to move it then. And it needs probably to be in the middle. Facing, well, tell you what, let's do it like that. And then we'll put that back in. And it's all set. So now the chicken, it will pick up from there. And it will pick up as far back as here. Now I probably don't need this to go as far back now. That's but that's fine. It picks that up as well. What about here? Yep, that's fine. Okay, all good. And feathers, the same. What about eggs? Now this is where the fun bit comes in. Because I don't want it to pick up eggs. So it doesn't. However, I do want to get... I see that's going to be... Is there anything that's late? Oh, man, that's going to be awkward, isn't it? How do I handle that? I don't know. So we need... Let me just think this through, because me mulling over the redstone contraptions live on camera is painful. I'm sure it's as painful for you as it is for me. But yeah, be back in a mo. Alright, so this should be working. That will pick up any eggs that are laid out here and also in there. We've got the timer making that. Now the other thing we want is let me grab another hopper, and again I could turn that off if I wanted to, but I really can't see the point. We're going to stick you in there, and we'll stick any seeds that we have in there. They'll go into the feeding thing, which will make the babies grow up big and strong, and they'll get entity cramming damage and die, and all of the stuff will be good. So all I need to do then, I say all, is think that I can I'm very tempted to actually reduce the size of this a little bit, because I don't need it to be 5 wide there, do I? This is not going to be stripy, by the way, at the end of this. So if we kind of come from there to there, but then we have the grid come around, then that will save us, well, I'm not worried about saving materials, but it will look a little bit smaller and possibly a little bit more streamlined. Let me get some of those, 3, 6, 9, 12 maybe of those. That probably will work. And then we can get those up like that. Perhaps. This is, by the way, I'm winging this. I don't have, whereas in other designs I've got a solid idea in my head. This is very, very much a non-solid idea. So yeah, it's just so you're aware. This is me at my worst, or my finest, depending on your choice. Ooh, that's interesting. Don't mind that at all, actually. Okay, because we don't need to see these guys at all. All we need to be able to do is get in here and get whatever is picked up. And if I come over here and grab a whole load of that, Control Shift Q. Oh, just thought I could drop the whole lot, but doesn't matter. Oops, that won't go anywhere. That's fine. And that should have been completely picked up by that. And yeah, fully automatic. Lovely. Then I should have a whole load of this. Now, we haven't got the... Well, we have got, I mean, if we have a look at iron bars, you know, there's a whole load of woven options and stuff like that, but I'm never a big fan of the way those look at the top. But if we come in like so, then we should be able to get something that looks reasonably, that's the yeah, like that. Now I'm going to mess this place up. I'm going to get a roof on it, get some you know, bits and pieces going, and yeah, I'll be back in a mo. Okay, the the chicken coop is done. The path leading up to the chicken coop and up to the thing is done. I've got some chickens loose in here. I think they are all trying to either get to... I think they're trying to get to their group of their fellow chickens over there, but I think that behaviour will change when they get down. But that's just... Oops, hello. That is just running... Oh, wow, that's cool. Running through the last of the eggs. And what we are going to be doing in here is turning this into a barn floor, because all of this grass is not right. So I've stacked the odds towards coarse dirt, then slightly towards peat, and then there's a little bit of podzol and a little bit of rooted dirt, just to give a tiny bit of variety in there. So we'll get this done first. Then work with the pens, and then look at the outside. Well, there's a little bit more to work on the inside as well, actually, but you know, this should be all okay for filling in. The pigs, I'm going to have more of this on the outside than the rest of the animals, but because pigs are very smart creatures, but their sanitary habits are not that great. Although a lot of that is bad press, because you know they roll in mud to effectively give themselves a natural sunscreen, because they sunburn. So first world problem there, I suppose. Anyway, let's get maybe like that. Yeah, that works. And then do these one at a time, in theory. There you go. I'll leave you that bit of grass. I'm feeling generous. Right, Aussie. Let's deal with your pen. So I've got this to do and the sheep's pen to do, and we'll do a little, as I say, we'll do a little bit out here under this. I'm going to move a lot of those bales and those barrels, and we'll put those in instead. And then there's a little bit of work to do in the rafters and a bit of decorative work to do down here. I also think we can, sorry, 2 is my default key for my pick and consequently my dig spell, so I tend to find myself doing that. But let me just work on this a bit more and I'll be back in a second. Alright, it looks like a lot of my chickens are growing up, which should mean, not that, that this is getting chicken. That's great, and that's empty, so none of the chickens here have laid eggs yet. I'm just decorating in here, so I've got these rather nice armour stands for the horsey armour and the saddles, which things, and I'm just putting in a hayloft, which is going to obviously have some hay in it. And maybe a few barrels as well, just thrown in for good measure. Doesn't matter too much, just so long as it's, you know, got the right stuff in it. Then we can go to town and just enjoy filling this up. Doesn't need to have masses up here, but you know, needs to have some. And then I need to think about, is there anything? Oh, I've got loads more of that for starters. Let's start there. Yeah, I need to think about ladders, because, you know, it's a hayloft. You can't get up to it without ladders. So if I were to do that, no, hang on. That'll give me a structure to mount the ladders on. That's fine. And I think ladders in this have a different thing, don't they? Let's have a look. No, they're just normal. Okay, fine. Forgot how to make sticks for a moment then. Boop, 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 and a boop, and a boop. And that's way more ladders than I'll ever need, but we'll just do it with box standard ones. Again, I've got to kind of build it in line with the idea that it needs the it needs to be accessible without flight. So then we can just go to town. With this, making sure we don't block that. And yeah, I think that will work reasonably well. Got me light levels on, so Just make sure they're a little bit visible from that side. More than enough. Right. And armed with this, the next thing I would like to do is, I think it's is it a trough? It is. So I just need some gates. Well, I've got a few gates. Boop, boop. Why are you? Oh, probably cost the coconut. No, that's wrong. So I think it's, that'll just make me one, won't it? Yes, okay. That's fine. We can 2, 3. Bup, bup. And that will just give me enough for a whole one trough, I think. Yeah, there you go. But of course what we can do then is we can get our trough, we can come in here and plonk it down, we can convert and fill that up, and then the sheep, whenever they wander near enough, will feed themselves. And we'll do the same with the pigs and the cows. We also want to put some lighting out here and just decorate this lot. Okay, we're getting steadily closer to this area being done. I've still got a field to do. We've still got this lot to do. And some of these guys are laying eggs because it's now doing its own thing. Let me just come over here and have... That's working, that's doing its thing. If I harvest this lot, I can put the seeds in, so that's all good. Right, let me continue onwards. I'll be back in a bit. All right, I think I'm about done. So you can see that we are lit. And I've brought the forest a little bit out here with more maples, and I've kind of thinned the maples out as they grow out, because obviously forests and woodlands don't just stop unless they're managed. The seeds would get further and further and they would spread. So there's our start, and I've brought it across here. We come around the edge, and this took way longer than I anticipated. I've faded the path out to dirt here. We carry on around. There's a few trees, and I faded the path out to dirt here. Carry on around here. It comes all the way around. We've got a couple of big trees. We've got a big old boab tree there, which is fully illuminated, so no creepers landing on my head, but gets the varying levels of features. Few trees in and around the animal pens, and there's an escaped pig. There is a dead pig. Pork chop, yummy. Anyway, I think that's about as much as I want to do to this area, because I could terraform and landscape this area. Terraforming is entirely the wrong word. It still triggers me to this day when I hear other Minecrafters using it. We are not terraforming it. To terraform something is to make something Earth-like, to form it into something Earth-like. This is already Earth-like, so you can't terraform it. You landscape it. Picky, but there you go. And I am happy with this. This really works for me. Anyway, I have a plan, and for that, first things first, I do just need to go and sort out my various storages. I've sorted out what I've got initially, but Yeah, I don't know where to get a screenshot for this, to be honest. This is... I mean, maybe that. I mean, we've got a lot of cattle now. Maybe something like that might work. This area is a bit bland. May do something with that later, but, you know, let's not go looking for work. I've got an entire town over there to build. And we're going to finish off this episode with a simple little bit of work just to go and get another feature for the town. But first things first, I really do need to sort out my inventory because it's a bit of a mess. Yeah. I'll see you in a moment. Alright, this was shown me a long time ago by, I think it was Pops, who pointed this one out and suggested it would be a interesting place to borrow, and I am inclined to agree. So we need to come out this way. Now I think if I go from here, not quite, need to come one further this way, I think. Well, let's try that. Still one more. I want to get these barrels, basically. So I'm going to go from that hole there. I'm not bothered about the bell. May actually take the house, though, because the house is it's definitely different than, you know, your typical villager design. I've got me bag ready, so that's all good. There's an interesting cave over there as well. Massive, but it's full of crystals from quark. I kept on getting visits from the bloody merchant of Venice, and yeah, he had to go. Right, from there, let's see how this works. We plonk to there. Yeah, I think that covers everything, so we get rid of that. Call this a lighthouse, because that's what it is, and that's good. And then we start stripping this down to the bedrock. Store it in here, and then we'll recreate it back at Port Valentine on the headland near the arena, and all will be good. And I'll need to get my Silk Touch ring out for this, so we'll do that in a moment. Just go through there, grab the ring box, and where are you? Pop you down, pop you in, because I don't think I need the I think these are all breakable with a stone pick, so might as well. Oh, hello. That's not breakable by a stone pick. Sneaky louse housekeeper hiding his gold. Let me just make sure that I get any glass that's in here. None of that is glass, is it? No. So we're down to here. Well, I might just run through quickly while I've got the Silk Touch out. I might just run through quickly and check there's nothing else that requires a Silk Touchification to get out, because, you know, it'd be annoying to to do all of that, and then find out that it got like a fire or something, which again is not the end of the world if I destroy that, but no, I think we're good. So that should be everything that requires Silk Touch. Swap back, and no, that's not swapping back, is it? Continue with the deconstruction, and I'll be back in a mo. You know, I can watch this all day. Just like 3D printing in its finest and slowest form. I've decided I'm going to put the little hut on here because it just gives me a variation. It's not a million miles from something I'd build anyway, and yeah, I think it's got a certain je ne sais quoi to it, which, you know, just adds to this little area. We'll put something here, I don't know what. That will be a building there. There'll be another small building here, another building there. Don't know, maybe we'll cut into that and we'll have some buildings kind of going up. This, as I already mentioned, is going to be an inn. It's going to come back. This is going to be like a deck almost, and then that's going to come out, and the inn's going to actually have the entrance up here and an entrance down there. So it's going to be like a 2-level affair. And the lighthouse is going to go on the headland over roughly where that tree is. Because that would make sense from a mapping point of view. You know, you need to... I mean, it potentially would have gone over here if it... or here, but I'm going to have fortifications here and here. Or maybe here and here perhaps. And then we're going to have the big dock there for one of these big boy ships, like that one perhaps. We're going to move that over and dock there. I mean, there's a lot to go, and I want to take a thank you. I do want to take a break from this. Did you use? I think there was one of those in there. Right, so that's finished with. But I am fairly certain that there was. I think it was about. I'll stick it there. As good a place as any. Yeah, little chest up there. There's all the stuff. That's all good. We'll blend this in and make it look nice with a little bit more greenery and the likes. But it's just a building. It's just scenery. We need more scenery like this on the docks. We need another. Maybe this one stays empty. Stick another boat in here or on that side. Maybe 2 boats. Don't know. Yeah, this is a lot of stuff to. And this is the original. I mean, the original Port Valentine that I made many years ago on the original Titanium Gaming Media server was pretty huge. Right, we need 2. Let's get this sorted. Where do we want to put you? I'm actually not dissatisfied with that. Let's bring you down. I'm not bothered about the ground cover. What I am bothered about is how that works. Do I need to go that way a little bit? Maybe. Let's maybe like that. Let's have a look. How does that look? Well, it doesn't look out of place. Again, it's going to complain that it hasn't got any of that sand or the material down there, but I can live with that. So I'm going to place this down along with its constituent parts. A plan. Maybe a couple of spares. And we'll set this off. And see what it looks like once it's done. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, that is the lighthouse in. So I think I've been kind of playing around here. I think we're going to have a tower which kind of just extends a little bit over the edge here and comes along. Then we're going to run a wall that's going to stagger along this edge as if it's like a killing field. So if something were trying to raid into Port Valentine, you'd have a covering fire, and then at the end here another tower, and then a tower on this side. That most of that will need to go because it's, you know, really doesn't fit, but that's easy enough. There's only a little bit of it there, and that'll soon iron itself out. So we'll take that out, and that will be there. Over here, just so, let me quickly put these away because it's going to bug me otherwise. You know how it is when things bug you. Yeah, oh, I think I might have put my gunpowder away in there. Yes, I did. Let's keep hold of that. That can go away, and everything is good. So over here we're going to bring the path out. We'll have the path will come around the arena on either side, but the path will come down, come through this natural structure here. We'll backfill this mess under here for now. However, though, we'll just illuminate it properly. No, that's not what I wanted, is it? That was, I mean, don't get me wrong, it worked, but you know, all of this needs to be just filled in. That will come around here, we'll come around to the dock here, and we'll get a little bit of building done over there. But you know, that is for another time, I think. Well, I like that. That works. I think next episode, I may do more building. I may do magic. I haven't decided what I want to do yet because I'm conscious that I've been very buildy these last few days. But then again, it is Minecraft, and you know, that's what you do in Minecraft, isn't it? You build stuff. So, or in my case, borrow. But I am happy with this. I like this kind of, you know, looks like a wheat field without being a wheat field. I think putting any food in here is likely to get me into a bit of trouble because we have got a lot of animals over here. So fortunately, that's doing its thing. I did put all of the other stuff in there, but we've made about 2 stacks of chicken in the duration of this episode, which is, you know, it's not massive, but it's better than a kick in the face. And because at some point my plates of roast chicken are going to run out, and I'm going to need something else. But on that note, yeah, we're starting to get there. If I do build next episode, I think I'm going to try and complete this edge of this island so we can kind of work that way, because I'm just conscious that that is done round the side there, needs a little bit, but we really just need to kind of finish up there, and we just need some small, maybe a small structure or two here, a little bit of something down there, maybe even a small dock and some stairs going down. So, you know, this, I don't know, we'll work it all out. But on that note, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will see you soon. Bye for now.